welcome back to Minerva, and today I'm here to recommend our top 10 sewing patterns for beginners along with some fabric recommendations to go with the patterns. So if you are a beginner sewer, these patterns are going to be perfect for you, really easy to follow, but also helping you to learn all important dressmaking skills that will really help you on your journey if you learn them early on. The fabrics we're going to be recommending are really easy to sew with as well, some really lovely fabrics that will just be a pleasure to sew with for these projects to get you the best possible start in your sewing journey. All of the products I'm going to be talking about today will be linked below, so if anything catches your eye, go and have a look down there and you'll be able to find all of the products that I've spoken about. And if you are a beginner sewer, I would really encourage you to think about joining the Minerva Craft Club. If you join up, you get 10% off all of your orders for 12 months. And as a beginner sewer, we know you're going to be wanting to try out lots of different equipment, different patterns, different fabrics. So having that 10% off every order can be really beneficial. So I'd really highly recommend considering that as well. The patterns I'm going to be talking to you about today come from a range of different pattern companies, and we're going to start by looking at some patterns from the McCall's Learn to Sew for Fun range. So let's get started. So the first pattern I'm going to talk to you about today is the McCall's 7322. This is a pattern for a top, and it comes with 6 different views, all with different kind of sleeve lengths and neck options. So you could make a tank top, you could make a t-shirt, you could make a longer sleeve top. There's kind of a lower scoop neck or a kind of higher one as well that you can choose from. So there's quite a lot of variety in this pattern, and basic tank tops and basic t-shirts and long sleeve tops are something that you're going to wear time and time again. It's a really versatile piece, and I think that's really important when you're a beginner sewer, is to make pieces that you can get a lot of wear out of. And I think that's really important because I think the more you wear it, the prouder you'll feel of your accomplishment. You'll be able to really wear it with pride time and time again. You get that real, oh, thank you, I made it moment when you're out and about wearing the clothes that you've made. So I think it's really important when you're a beginner to really think about that. And something like this is absolutely perfect because, as I said, a t-shirt, you're going to get loads and loads of wear out of it and feel really proud of yourself. So this is really perfect. This is a pullover top as well, so there's no fastenings or zips to worry about. So it's a really easy construction, which I think is really good when you're a beginner. Some of the views do call for things like fusible interfacing or maybe sewing in a contrast neckline. So a couple of little things to learn, but they're really easy, really versatile skills. And if you can kind of get to grips with that sort of stuff really early on, it's a really useful thing for the rest of your sewing journey. So this comes in 2 size combinations, and those are a size Y, which is extra small to medium, or a size double Z, which is a large to XXL. So let me just give you some information about the sizing. So the extra small is for a 29.5 to 30.5 inch bust, a 22 to 23 inch waist, and a 31.5 to 32.5 hip. And the XXL is a 46 to 48 inch bust, a 39 to 41.5 inch waist, and a 48 to 50 inch hip. So there's quite a lot of size variety in here. So you would just need to make sure you order the right size combination for your desired final garment. So in terms of fabric, the pattern recommends a medium weight woven or knit fabric, something like a crepe, lawn or cotton knit. So our recommendation for this pattern is going to be this lovely polka dot cotton poplin from Rose and Hubble. This is a medium weight cotton poplin in this lovely polka dot print. This is the colourway Coppin, and so it's this lovely blue colour with white polka dots. There are loads of different colourways of this fabric available though, so you can take a pick of what your favourite colour is. But I think we all know polka dots are such a timeless classic pattern. You can't really go wrong with a polka dot. This fabric has a really lovely texture. It's really lovely and soft, perfect t-shirt material, and so easy to sew with. it will press really well. It's not going to slip and slide about in your machine or anything like that. So a really lovely fabric for a beginner getting to grips with making your first t-shirt or tank top or long sleeve top. So the second pattern I'd like to recommend from the McCall's Learn to Sew range is the 7129 wrap skirt. Now, wrap skirts are a brilliant garment for a beginner to get started with because the fitting of a wrap skirt is really, really simple. It's really simple to fit something that wraps around you. You don't have to worry too much about too much shaping or darts or anything like that. So this is a great one for a beginner to pick up. Also, wrap skirts and wrap style skirts and dresses is one of those styles that you can always rely on to be in fashion. They don't really go out of fashion. They're really easy to throw on, really easy to wear. So a really, really perfect, again, similar to the t-shirt, pattern for a beginner to work with because you can start wearing it right away, get loads of wear out of it, and be really proud of your finished garment once you've made it. Again, it comes in 2 different size combinations, and they are a B5, which takes you from a UK 8 to a UK 16, and then an F5, which takes you from a 16 to 24. So they measure up. The size 8 is a 24-inch waist and a 33.5-inch hip, and the 24 is a 39-inch waist and a 48-inch hip. So you would just need to make sure, again, you get the right size combination packet for your desired garment. It comes with 3 different views, so a few different lengths and a few different styles of fitting, more floaty and more fitted. What's great as well is that this skirt comes with the option to include pockets, which I think as home sewers we all love to put pockets in our clothing. So that is a great option included with this pattern as well. It does require you to have some bias tape as well, and that's a really useful skill to get to grips with, but could also give you the option. You could pick a colour that really matches well with your fabric, or you could pick a contrasting colour bias tape to create an extra feature like it is in the skirt on the front of the packet here, and that could be a really nice statement feature to your skirt as well. So it gives you a bit more option as to what your final garment will look like as well. The fabric it recommends is a medium weight woven fabric such as cotton blends, linen, gingham or sateen. So our recommendation for this pattern is going to be this gorgeous cotton lawn fabric from Lady McElroy. There are a couple of different colourways available in this fabric, and this one is called Oxford Navy, and you can see it's this wonderful fabric made up, let me hold it the right way around, made up of all these faces. So the pattern is just these line drawings of all these different faces that form the pattern all over the fabric. It's so beautiful and just so interesting to look at. I feel like it's one of these patterns that the more you look at it, the more you see in it and the more different faces and different shapes you see. So this would be a really statement skirt to add to your wardrobe and something I think would really catch the eye of other people and just be so lovely and interesting to wear. So this is a lightweight cotton lawn fabric, so really lovely to work with. It will drape really well with that wrap skirt style in the pattern. And I think if I was going to use this, I might use a kind of navy blue bias tape for around the edges. Like I said, a bit of a contrast feature that I think would go really, really well with all of these line drawn faces on the fabric. I think that would be really, really beautiful. So my third pattern from the McCall's Learn to Sew range is the 7561 dress pattern. There are 4 different views included in this pattern with things like different skirt lengths and different sleeve lengths. What's really interesting though is the options you get with the neckline, both at the front and the back. So you can have the choice between kind of higher necklines or more scooped ones, and at the back you could do a very straight neckline or a more statement scooped low back. So if you wanted to make a really statement dress for maybe an evening out or something like that, so that would be an option as well. So a really versatile pattern that you could make for every day or maybe for more of a special occasion. There are 2 size combinations available, so they are a Y, which is an extra small to medium, or a double Z, which is a large to XXL. The extra small is for a 29.5-inch to 30.5-inch bust, a 22 to 23-inch waist, and a 31.5 to 32.5 hip. And the XXL is a 46 to 48-inch bust, a 39 to 41.5-inch waist, and a 48 to 50-inch hip. So again, just need to pick the right size for your desired finished garment. This pattern will walk you through a couple of new skills as well, so things that you might not have done before, but that will be great to learn. So things like learning to gather and sewing narrow hems. So the pattern will walk you through how to do those things, so you can add those skills to your sewing arsenal. Now the recommended fabrics are two-way stretch knits, such as cotton knit, interlock, or cotton jersey. So I think when we start our sewing journeys, we have a tendency to be a bit scared of those kind of stretch knit fabrics, because there's a bit more skill involved with learning how to sew with them, and you worry that they might stretch out of shape as you're working. But our advice would be, don't be scared and don't be put off by working with stretch fabrics early on in your sewing journey. Pick a really simple pattern and one that is intended to teach beginners how to work with stretch fabric. So something like this is absolutely perfect because the pattern is going to include loads of tips and tricks to help you work with that stretch fabric. And if you can learn to work with stretch fabric early on in your sewing journey, then it opens up a whole wider range of patterns and garments that are available to you that you'll be really confident making later on. So it's a really good skill to get to grips with as early on as you can. So our recommendation for this pattern is this beautiful fabric from Art Gallery Fabrics. So this is a cotton jersey knit fabric and it is so soft. It would make such a comfortable finished garment, and the pattern, this beautiful floral pattern, is just so lovely to look at. The colours in it and the different flowers, it's just so beautiful. This is such a lovely fabric. What's lovely about this fabric is that it sews up really well, it presses really well, it washes really well. It's really a perfect fabric if you're looking for your first knit fabric to work with. I'd highly recommend this one. It's just so beautiful and soft and will make such a lovely finished dress. So next up in the McCall's Learn to Sew for Fun range, we have the McCall's 7936, and this is a pattern for a jumpsuit or a play suit. It's really a statement piece for your wardrobe. Perfect for kind of the warmer months, spring and summer. You can just throw it on, easy to wear. Again, you'll wear it time and time again, and something you can be really proud of. There are 4 different views, so obviously you've got the different length trousers, you can make a jumpsuit or a shorter play suit, and you also have options with things like adding a waist tie or choosing not to do that. So quite a lot of different variety. You can make a garment that really suits you. So this pattern's going to teach you how to insert an invisible zipper, which can be a bit tricky. So learning that skill with a pattern like this, which is going to give you all the tips and tricks about how to do it and really walk you through that whole process, makes it a really useful one. It'll also talk you through how to sew on facings and things like that as well. So you're going to learn a lot of new helpful skills with this pattern. Again, it comes in 2 different size combinations, and they are a size Y, which is an extra small to medium, and a size Z, which is a large to an extra large. They are, the extra small is a 29.5-inch to 30.5-inch bust, a 22 to 23-inch waist, and a 31.5 to 32.5-inch hip. And the XL is a 42 to 44-inch bust, a 34 to 37-inch waist, and a 44 to 46-inch hip. The fabric suggestions on the pattern are linen, twill, crepe, or challis. So we would recommend, in order to make something very similar to this amazing rust-coloured jumpsuit that's on the packet, we have this beautiful rust-coloured linen. So this is our enzyme washed 100% linen fabric, and this is the shade Rust. So this is a medium weight linen fabric, that is really lovely actually. It's really, really soft. I can imagine this being really comfortable and perfect for maybe a colder day in the summer or certainly throughout the spring. This is just going to make such a lovely, easy to wear garment, just like the jumpsuit on the front of the packet here. It's just a perfect pairing. And my last recommendation from the McCall's Learn to Sew range is going to be this lovely shirt and trouser combination that all comes in one pattern. So you get the pattern for the shirt and the pattern for the elasticated trousers as well. So a really useful one to have in your pattern stash because you can make a variety of different garments with just the one pattern. So it's a really good investment. So for the shirt, this pattern is going to walk you through buttonholes and making patch pockets. And for the trousers, you're going to learn things like making elasticated waists and things like that. So again, it's going to walk you through some really, really useful skills. And what I love about this pattern is that, as you can probably tell from the image on the envelope, is that it does come in 2 size combinations. So it comes in an adult size, which ranges from small to extra large, but it also comes in a kiddie size, which is so sweet, which means you can make matching outfits if you want to, or if you just need the kids outfit or just the adults one, you can do that as well. But I love the idea of the matching outfits, like on the front of the envelope here. I think that could be a really lovely project to work on. So the kid sizes range from a size 3 to 4 to a 7 to 8, and the 3 to 4 is a 22 to 23 inch chest, a 20 and a half to 21 inch waist, and a 25 to 24 inch hip. And then the 7 to 8 is a 26 to 27 inch chest, a 23 to 23 and a half inch waist, and a 27 to 28 inch hip. The men's sizes are from a small to an extra large, and the small is a 34 to 36 inch chest, a 28 to 30 inch waist, and a 35 to 37 inch hip. The extra large is a 46 to 48 inch chest, a 42 to 44 inch waist, and a 47 to 49 inch hip. So those are the sizes that we have available. And the fabric recommendations are for light to medium weight fabric, so quite broad. And the suggested fabrics are things like broadcloth, seersucker, linen, or chambray. So to go with this pattern, we would recommend this lovely checked blue shirting fabric. So this is a cotton shirting fabric. It's got this lovely blue checked print with a kind of a bit of yellow running through it too. You can't really go wrong with a classic check shirt, can you? It's one of those, again, one of those timeless pieces that you can get loads and loads of wear out of. Always in fashion. And this is going to be a really lovely fabric. It's really easy to work with because it's cotton, so it will sew up really, really nicely, and give you a really nice sewing experience, especially if this is your first shirt. It's going to make a final garment that's going to be really, really easy to wear and really comfortable. So where the checks are actually quite big, the repetition in the pattern, they're quite big checks, it will make pattern matching for the shirt really, really easy. So a great choice to go with this pattern. Okay, moving on from the McCall's Learn to Sew range then, my next pattern recommendation is the Ogden cami. Now, a basic cami top is one of those classic wardrobe pieces, so easy to wear, and I think if you were a beginner sewer, you would get so much wear out of this that you would be really, really proud that you had made it. I think what you want to avoid when you're a beginner sewer is making patterns because you just so happen to have come across them, but they're not really something you're going to wear that much. You put so much time and effort into a garment, and then don't get very much use out of it. I think you want to avoid that. I think something like this would be the perfect pattern to choose because you would get so much wear out of it. Another thing that's great about this pattern is that it's not too many pieces to put together, so it would be a really quick and easy sew, and I think a lovely experience for a beginner sewer making this project up. It's got a V-neck on the front and the back, so you can see in the line drawings here on the pattern. So the construction would be very, very simple. The hardest part would probably be making the very thin straps. So you would just need a safety pin or a loop turner or something like that to help you with that step. This comes in a size 0 to 18, and the size 0 is a 32-inch chest, a 26-inch waist, and a 34-inch hip. And the 18 is a 44.5-inch chest, a 38.5-inch waist, and a 46.5-inch hip. So the pattern recommends lightweight woven fabric, so something like a crepe, rayon, or lightweight linen. Our recommendation is going to be this lovely lightweight cotton lawn fabric from Lady McElroy. This is an absolutely stunning fabric with this large floral print and these amazing bright colours all over it. It's so, so beautiful. This is 100% lightweight cotton, so again, it's going to be a dream to sew with, a really lovely experience making this up, and the final garment will be absolutely stunning, but just also so comfortable, lightweight to wear, perfect for the summer, and I think something you would wear time and time again. Okay, so next we want to recommend a couple of patterns from Tilly and the Buttons. Now, Tilly and the Buttons are an award-winning brand for making easy to follow patterns intended for beginners that really walk you through the entire process of making the beautiful finished garment. And the first pattern I'd like to recommend from them are the Jamie Pyjama Bottoms. Now, pyjama bottoms are a really great choice for your first soiree into making trousers because by their very nature, they're very loose fitting, which means you don't have to worry too much about fitting and tailoring. You can just get your head around things like the construction and inseams and things like that without having to worry too much about the fit. So a really perfect project if you are looking to get into making trousers. You can choose to make these as short or longer pyjama bottoms, so you can make a variety of different pyjamas for all year round, all seasons. So it's a pattern that you can use time and time again. You will have to do things like insert elastic into the waistband, or maybe use a drawstring and using some interfacing to reinforce the drawstring buttonholes at the front. But those skills are really easy and really great to learn. This comes in sizes 0 to 10. So size 0 is a UK size 4, which the pattern envelope says is perfect for teens and tweens. So this would be a great pattern for any young sewists in your life, or you could make them for a variety of members of your family, which is great as well. And the size 0 is a 22-inch waist and a 31-inch hip, and the size 10 is a UK size 24, which is a 42-inch waist and a 51-inch hip. The pattern recommends light to medium weight woven fabrics like cotton lawn, shirting fabric, quilting cotton, flannel, double gauze or viscose. So our recommendation is going to be this lovely 100% cotton broadcloth, which has this really subtle floral pattern. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick that up. I'll put a picture up so you can see the really subtle pattern that's running through this fabric. It's this bright red colourway that I've got here, but there are a few different options available. This fabric is so soft, and actually it's a little bit silky as well. So for pyjamas, it's just absolutely perfect. And you would end up making a really comfortable, but I think really stylish pair of pyjama bottoms with this. So these two, I think, pair absolutely perfectly together. Next, from Tilly and the Buttons, I'd like to recommend the Cleo dungaree dress. So this is a really easy to follow pattern to create a really versatile, really fashionable statement piece for your wardrobe. Dungaree and pinafore dresses are just one of those pieces in your wardrobe that you can wear all year round. You can wear them with a t-shirt underneath and some trainers in the summer, or with tights and boots and a jumper underneath in the winter. So you would get so much wear out of this, and I think a real sense of achievement that you had made such a stylish, timeless piece of clothing. There are two length options available in this pattern, and there's also the option to add the buckles to make it a dungaree dress, or you could add buttons or do tie straps if you wanted to make more of a pinafore style. The sizes it comes in are a size 1, which is equivalent to a UK 6, and that is a 24-inch waist and a 33-inch hip, and a size 10, which is equivalent to a UK 24, which is a 42-inch waist and a 51-inch hip. The fabrics recommended on the pattern are a heavy or medium weight woven fabric that holds their shape, such as denim, corduroy, cotton drill, canvas or wool. And our recommendation to pair with this pattern is going to be this lovely light pink whale needle cord fabric. This is a 100% cotton needle cord fabric, so it's so soft, and the final garment will be so comfortable, but it will hold its shape well enough. So to create something like the dungaree dress on the front of the packet, this is going to be a perfect choice. What's lovely about this fabric as well is that although it's medium weighted enough to hold its shape, it's not overly heavy. So for your first venture into sewing with slightly heavier duty fabrics, this is just going to be lovely and easy to work with, and give you a really lovely sewing experience to make your Clio dungaree dress. The last two patterns I have to recommend today are from Grainline Studio, and the first one is the Linden sweatshirt. So this is a beginner level sweatshirt pattern. So it comes with two different views. So a long sleeve one that goes down to the mid hip, and then a short sleeve option that goes down to the high hip, but you can mix and match. So there is quite a lot of variety included. And it has quite a simple construction. The only thing that might be new would be attaching ribbing, but as this pattern is aimed at beginners, it will walk you through the process of doing that. The sizes range from a size 0, which is a 32-inch bust, a 25-inch waist and a 35-inch hip, to a size 18, which is a 44-inch bust, a 37-inch waist and a 47-inch hip. The fabrics recommended are medium weight knits with a minimum of 20% stretch, such as French terry, sweatshirt fleece, sweater knits and jersey. And the pattern does say if you're wanting to do any pattern matching of kind of stripes or anything, you may need to account for some extra fabric as well. So our recommendation to go with this pattern is going to be this lovely light pink sweatshirt fabric. So this is a super soft sweatshirt fabric, and this is the shade pink. This is a medium weight sweatshirt fabric, so it's going to make a really lovely, cozy, soft jumper when you're finished. And it's 95% cotton, so although it does have that stretch in it, it's still so lovely and soft. And it's just going to be so comfortable to wear. And we just think that this lovely sweatshirt fabric with this beginner-friendly sweatshirt pattern is just such a dream combination. And the last pattern I'm going to recommend today is the Lark Tee, also from Grainline Studio. And this is a beginner-friendly t-shirt pattern that comes with a couple of different options. So you've got round necks, scoop necks, v-necks, short sleeves, long sleeves. According to the pattern envelope, there are 16 different combinations you can make. So there's loads of variety included in here, which as a beginner means you can experiment with different styles, really figure out what suits you, what you like to make. So it's a really great investment pattern, I think. Also, the different sleeve options means it can see you through multiple seasons. It's not something you're just going to make once. You'll reach for this pattern time and time again. The sizes are from 0 to 18, and the measurements are the same as on the Linden sweatshirt. And the fabric recommended are light to medium weight jersey knits with a minimum of 20% stretch. And it does say the same as on the Linden sweatshirt. If you're wanting to do pattern matching of stripes or anything like that, you may need to account for some extra fabric. So our recommendation to go with the Lark Tee is this lovely bright teal organic cotton jersey. And this is a medium weight cotton jersey. It's 95% organic cotton, so you can imagine how soft this fabric is. It's just dreamy. And this fabric for a stretch jersey is really easy to work with. So again, don't be put off by working with stretch and jersey fabrics. Pick something like this, which is easy to sew with, presses and washes well, and you won't have any trouble at all. Also, just look how bright that colour is. It's so beautiful, and it's going to be so soft and comfortable to wear, and this is just another great combination. So those were our top 10 beginner-friendly pattern recommendations, along with some fabrics to match with them. I really hope you found that useful and that there were a couple of things in there that caught your eye. If you do go ahead and make any of these projects, make sure you do create a profile on Minerva and share your makes with us, because we love to see them. Happy sewing, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.